Check, boys. Okay, it looks like I'm getting some audio through the stream. If anyone happens to be in the chat, help me out there. I think I have output on the chat. Let's be real, I only half know what's going on at all times. And it looks like you guys get to see my voice meter for now. Let's see if I can get that off the screen for you so that we can get back to... I mean, it's set on liters, so let's be ready. It's probably Toddles. And the Toddles. I believe he's behind that Scott T. Petron. About 26 minutes until race starts. Let's see if we can work out some kinks here. And not the good kind, unfortunately. As Jackie Chan once said, "Who am I?" That being said, I think we're good here. I think I know what's going on. We have lost Al, by the way. Our puppet Al, he is lost to ether at the moment. Hopefully he'll come back soon someday. minutes. We have 11 minutes left of practice. We got Scott T. Petrone sitting P1 with Todd Byer in P2, Craig Bristol in P3, Eric Sellers in P4. We got Brian Wright in P5. Let's just hope he doesn't try and dive down to P2 in the last couple seconds of the race. Then we got Chris Franz in P6. Don't forget to adjust your FOV. We got Gibby sitting P7. Ryan in P8. Then it looks like Scott Correa in P9. Fish in P10. Tyler Daniels in P11. We got Boone in P12. Benny Richards in P13. Harry in P4. And it looks like we got a Hugh in P15. Don't expect him to be down there for that long. minutes left of practice. Scott T. Petrone is still holding down P1. P2 hasn't changed. That is Todd Meyer, Craig Bristol in P3. We got Eric Sellers in P4. Brian Wright in P5. Looks like nothing has changed. I mean, yeah. It is what it is, boys. I'll see you on the back end. We got 4 minutes and 45 to go. Left, it looks like not much has changed. We are following the 42 of Scott Correa. right, boys. Welcome for the blind moment. This is qualifying for round 5 of season 7 of the Apollo Advanced Legends League. We are on board with Todd Byer. Oh, maybe we're not. Maybe. I should probably figure out our camera, eh? About time for that. Been about time for that since about a half hour ago, but you know, on me. So here we are. We are on board with Brian Wright. Maybe not. Nope. Camera doesn't want to stay with one man. That's fine. We will get her under wraps. Okay, we might got some stability. Nope, we do not. Never mind. Well, qualifying's a crapshoot. Let's be real. I am new to broadcasting, and we will figure it out. But so far, it seems like our camera is willing to follow Eric Sellers through his qualifying laps. First lap puts him up into P5 provisionally. I think it started P3 before he immediately got knocked down. We got Scott T. Petron in P1 with Ryan in P2. Keegan has showed up in them 777s. All right. I wish I would have released my numbers so we get out of the 777s. Looks like Todd has pushed his way up into P2. Boone is down into P5. We got Luke in P6. Can anyone do anything about this? Ooh, baby. Ooh. Getting a little loose. Sorry, Sellers, that last lap didn't really quite do it. It looks like we got Scott T. Petron in P1. Hold up. Okay, unfortunately, we are stuck in our terrible tracker that doesn't let us do what we're doing. But, yeah. I apologize. Let's see if I can get some data a different way and get us an accurate qualifying. In the meantime, we're here until the heats. Raceway Park. This is the Apollo Advanced Legends League. Special message from the admins. Be nice to each other. And Hugh, stop talking shit. For the record, Hugh actually has not talked anywhere near as much shit as he used to. Hugh, talk more shit, please. Sellers. He is starting P3. In front of him is Scotty Petron with the pole and Ryan B on P2. We got Sean Patchen starting in P4 right next to Eric Sellers. We got Tyler Daniels in P5. We got the Fish in the 61 car starting P6. Harry, I love you. Get that car up where it belongs. Pretty big space in between P2 and 4 and between 3 and 5. But alright, let's start it safe. You thought that was tight. Yikes. That's all I'm gonna say. We'll just leave it at yikes. Alright, we got Ryan keeping up to the back of Scott TV Throne. Like my cat sniff each other's asses. He just wants in there. Waiting for a little spot underneath. We got Eric Sanders sitting patiently on the outside in P3. Ryan might be looking for a little sniff. Looks like Sean has lost a couple spots. He is back in P6 with Fish in P7. Looks like Tyler and Harry managed to work their way by them. I'm assuming that's when our top 3 took off. Thinks this is like a Fox broadcast. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't literally switched to a commercial for a single pass. Alright, look at these top 3. Oh, Eric Sellers kind of takes a tap into the wall there. I think he was afraid to check up behind that threesome. Ooh-wee. We're about to go butts to nuts. It is white flag, and Eric's still in this, touching up on that Ryan bumper. All right, Ryan's going to the inside. Let's see if he can pull this off. Ooh-wee! Close finish on Heat 1. Let's go, Scott TV Throne. probably having a pole. We got Ryan B in P2, Eric Sellers in P3, we got Harry in P4, Tyler Daniels in P5, Sean Patchen comes across P6 with Fish rounding us off in P7. Let's go, boys. Welcome to Heat 2. We got Chris Frantz on P1. I guarantee you he's got perfect FOV. We got Brian Wright in P2. Watch for him to take the inside and blow through you. We got Rick Gibson in P3. We got Luke in P4. Scott Gray in P5. Hugh Escobar in P7. And Ben Richards in P7. Let's go, boys. This is Heat 2, Round 5. Lucas Oil, Indianapolis Raceway Park in the Apollo Legends League. Taking off, boys. Chris Frantz leads the field to the green. We got Brian Wright on the outside, Rick Gibby on the inside in row 2. What can Luke do from P4?
Green flag, green flag.
It is green flag. And Chris Frantz is not really pulling away. I bet you Brian's going to have the momentum coming around the outside and maybe able to stick it on in him. All right, looking like we're just going to stay packed up and roll 4 away from the crowd, boys. 2 by 2. Takes the lead from the inside. Chris Frantz is not giving it up. Looks like Gibby's going to take it on the inside. Can Luke sneak underneath there? He's looking. Not committing now. We go 2 by 2. Crosses down to the low side. Are they gonna leave Chris Frantz out to dry? Ooh, Gibby pulls out to the outside. Frantz tickles his rear. Touched his bumper a little too hard. Got a little bit loose. Lost a little bit of momentum. But looks like Brian Wright's honestly going to be the loser in all that. Ooh, can Luke hang out? Yep, he hangs Frantz out to dry. Can Brian Wright take advantage and get back into P3? Not looking like it. Everyone's kind of settled down. By that I mean Chris is hanging that outside line like a beast. Whoa! That's not going to help anyone, especially not Ben Richards. Alright, we got 1 lap to go, I believe. We got Rick Gibson in the lead, Luke Desjardins in P2. We got Brian Wright trying to work his way up into P3, but Chris France is not ready to let P3 go. Woo! Just getting tight. Oh, how's that gonna go? And we're gone. I believe that was white flag, and Brian Wright is lost. That one is brutal, my friend. Rick Gibby takes the lead. Luke Desjardins in P2, followed by Chris France. Scott Correa looks to have grabbed P4, followed by Hugh. Are we ready? This is Heat 3 of Round 5, Season 7 of the Apollo Advanced Legends League. We have Todd Beyer and Keegan Sobolo, followed by Corey Boone, who is scared that the front row is just going to take off without him. FOMO much? Anyways, we got Greg Langford in P4. We got Paul Escobar in P5. Craig Bristol pulling up the rear. The pace car is about to pull off. The field is in the hands of Todd Beyer with Keegan on the outside. Boone taking up the inside of row 2.
Green flag, green flag.
It is green flag. Boone almost loses it. It's got so much momentum, bro. Hangs on though. Todd seems to be in decent control of the field. He is taking that inside line unlike last week. Looks like he's gonna give Keegan 10 miles on the outside though. I don't know if that's a good idea. He's just letting him gain momentum. And there Keegan goes. Let's be real, Todd is not a dumb man. He is probably just thinking, let's get home somewhere in this top 3 so that we're not stuck in the mayhem for the feature. We got the 77 of Sean Patchen rooting Craig Bristol on, who has moved up into P5 from his start. Paul Escobar right in front of him. Paul Escobar right behind him. Correct myself there. Craig has made the pass into P4. still holding down that inside line. Keegan will not give up around the outside, though. He's looking like Todd in weeks of old. Kyle shoves, oh, that is not Kyle. That is Craig Bristol trying to shove it down the inside. Getting a little squirrely, though. Good on Kyle Boone. Make sure he gave Craig some room to slide out there. Kyle Boone a little bit into the wall there. Skirting it like flirting with your cousin on the dance floor of your sister's wedding. We are damn near 3 wide going down the backstraight. We are 3 wide going through. Oh, Jesus. We're going to continue 3 wide with other drivers, and there goes Keegan. Shocker, the young man sideways. All right, that's a hell of a wreckage. 2 laps from the end. Looks like Kyle Boone inherits the lead. Let's see what he does with this P3 starting spot. We got Greg Langford who's gonna fucking finish P2. Let's go, boys. Greg Bristol in P3. Paul Escobar holding down P4. Keegan and Todd are back in 5th and 6th. Boys, that was our Season 7 Round 5 heat races. We will be back shortly after the Sean Patchen sponsored piss break. We got 3 minutes left. boys, are we ready to go? I'm pacing, hopefully only for a couple laps, and then we will be iRacing. This is the Apollo Advanced Legends League Season 7, Round 5. We are at Indianapolis Raceway Park. This is Lucas Oil IRP. Are you ready? We got Ryan B on the pole, followed by Kyle Boone. We got Rick Gibby in P3, Scott T. Petrone in P4, Luke Desjardins in P5, Greg Langford in P6, Eric Sellers in P7, Chris Franz in P8. Can you see 180 degrees? Depends on your monitor setup. Check your FOV, friends. We got Craig Bristol in P9, Tyler Daniels in P10, Scott Correa in P11, Paul Escobar in P12. We got Harry back in P13, Hugh Escobar in P14 with Keegan with that faulty couple laps. He ended up in P15, Sean Patchen in P16. Brian Wright in 17th, Todd Byer all the way back in 18th. He's going to be fun to watch. We got Fish in 19th. Watch for him to follow Todd through. And Ben Richards in P20. Pace car is off, and the field is in Ryan's hands. Ooh, Ryan dumps the field coming onto the front stretch. Who's going to do it? No one's got anything to fight back. Ryan takes off. Let's hope the rest of the field can hang on. This boy will extend his lead. Let's see if we can spread a little further down the field here. Luke Desjardins seems to be holding down a solid third with Kyle. Oh no, we got someone sideways. Who was that? That looked like that was Harry. Who did he collect? Possibly Keegan. Looks like we did not get a yellow flag for that, so maybe he didn't actually collect him, but I have a feeling that was kind of two self-spins caused by just a little hiccup on that start, but let our boys get back around and in formation. I have a feeling this yellow is not going to last very long. Okay, I believe we are going green on this next lap. We are on lap 5 out of 50. Ryan takes us to the lead. On it, sorry boys. So we got Ryan in the lead. We got Gibby in P2. Luke Desjardins in P3. Sorry, just trying to check. It looks like we missed our advance to green. Alright, looks like we are taking off this lap. We got Gibby in P1, Ryan B in P2, Luke Desjardins in P3, Boone in P4, Scott T. Petrone in P5. Ryan takes off early. Sweeps to the outside, looking for that dominant line to get to go, and he looks like no one's going to challenge him. Ooh, looks like Boone got left out of the draft line right there. Ooh, we had a couple of people wiggling off their rear end, taking a little too hard on the throttle on the exits. And I mean, it's 2 laps after a restart, not shocked there. Oh, Brian Wright is sideways and going down towards the inside of the track, but looks like we are not going yellow. So I'm assuming that was a self-spin. I didn't see anyone touch him. That doesn't mean they weren't touching in the back there, boys. All in all, we are racing super clean at IRP tonight. I say that as they decide to kiss. Someone give me Tyson and 2 doves. Are Luke and Sellers teammates? Can someone tell me? No? No one? We got an empty chat. Nobody cares. That sounds like team points. Meanwhile, the guy who runs team points is admitting that he loves slide jobs. That would be our P7 Kyle Boone, down 5 spots from his start, but I mean, sir, you could sink further. The race isn't over. We are on lap 11 out of 50, and we got 2 sideways cars. That looked like Keegan and I do not know. Greg? Possibly? Hugh and Keegan. Oof. That one looked brutal, boys. I did not see what caused it or how it ended. I hope nobody else got caught up in it, and I hope that that quick repair is still intact. I know one of those 2 cars has been down before. Boys, so we've managed 9 laps under green flag. We've still got Ryan up in front. Scott T. Petrone holding down P2. We got Gibby in P3. Eric Sellers in P4, up from P7. We got Luke Desjardins holding down P5, exactly where he started. Craig Bristol is up 3 spots from P9. He is in P6. We got Kyle Boone. Kyle Boone in P7. Scott Correa in P8. He is up 3 spots from P11. We have Chris Franz still holding down P9. I'm sorry, he started P8, so he is down 1 to P9. Paul Escobar in P10, up 2 spots from P12. Tyler Daniels rings up P11. Zone is sounding like me in Discord, sounding a bit impatient with all the yellow flags. But I believe the pace car should be pulling off this lap. We are green. That is a hell of a spread out start. I wasn't exactly sure what was going down there, but here we go, boys. Sean is complaining about the restart, but let's be real, that was kind of like, I don't even know, man. That was just everyone doing their own thing on the backstretch. And somehow iRacing decided to wave the green flag. I would have waved that off. It's not up to me. I'm just the announcer. We got Ryan B in P1. No, he is not in P1 anymore. We got Scott T. Petron challenging for the league. They are duking it out side by side. Are we going to stack them up 2 by 2? It looks like we're going to go that way for a few laps, boys. Let's see if we can get this camera jetted up towards the top. All right. They're coming close. We got Scott and Ryan battling for the lead with Gibby and Sellers following just behind. Craig's playing it a little bit safe, hanging back there on the inside in 5th. Oh, we get together, but not dangerously. That was well handled, boys. Craig gives, I believe it was Sellers, the big old boot. But they both hang on. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes back to haunt Craig later and Sellers just pinches him down until Craig turns a little whoop pirouette on the inside. But they are giving each other plenty of room. Sellers giving him that inside and letting him go. Boys are playing nice and respectful at lap 21 out of 50. I think they're all just happy to be green. Oh, a little bit of touch on the wally wall. Ryan is proclaiming how hairy up front it is, and to that, my man, I say maybe convince her to shave it. Or just go diving in the rough. Kind of a fan of that way around. Looks like the preferred line seems to be the outside, but the inside is not hard to hang on to, and it is easy to push your opponent out or pinch him down. Now, as well as I feel like everyone on the track, are thankful that everyone's kind of calmed down. running into a rhythm. We are almost 50% on this race. We got Scott T. Petro still holding down that lead with Ryan B in P2. I will say, with that heat incident, Todd Meyer is our mover of the race, going from 18th to 8th. Looks like we had a little bit of dumb fuckery down the back stretch. Not sure what that was there. we got drivers damn near going 3 wide back there in like last place. Let's go, boys. There's a battle everywhere. And there goes Craig sideways. And who is that? We got Luke and Craig with an unfortunate get together, but I'll be honest, that could have been way worse for both drivers. I'd be shocked if anyone has much damage except for maybe Craig's front right. I mean, honestly, this car looks drivable. That might have been a godsend if you're gonna say that a wreck happened to you on a Sunday, but Thursday, no one cares what day it is. We're drunk and we're driving in circles, boys. But all right, with Craig and Luke taking that dive through the field, it looks like everyone else pretty much stayed safe. We got Scott T. Petron still holding down the lead. We got Ryan in P2. We got Gibby in P3, Eric Sellers in P4, Kyle Boone sitting P5 still. Todd Meyer is up 12 spots instead of 10. He has moved up to P6. We got Keegan Sobolo in P7. We got Paul Escobar in P8. We got Scott Correa in P9, Tyler Daniels in P10. We got Fish holding down P11, Sean Passion in P12, Hugh Escobar in P13, Greg Langford in 14th, and then we've got, the rest of the field. Chris Franz is coming out of the pits, which makes me question why Brian Wright is still in the pits, but it is what it is. I believe the pace car is coming off this lap. So I have this box. It is green flag. I'll talk about my box later. This is Scott T. Petro leading the field. Ryan is pulling a good challenge. Eric Sellers is thinking about pulling up to the outside of Gibby, but Gibby shoots down to the outside to take around Ryan, or inside to take around Ryan on the outside. Are we gonna line up to a turn? No, we are not. Everyone's gonna be following on the. I was gonna say following on the outside, and Gibby's gonna be left in the dust, but it looks like Sellers might be. No one's stuck. No one's stuck. That was a hell of a couple lap battle, but we are yellow again. Okay, so I am not exactly sure what happened, but the 25 of Tyler Daniels and the 42 of Scott Correa, I believe, have asked for an EOL. So, must have just been a gentleman's thing, got a little tangled. Kind of one of my favorite things to see on short track racing, boys. When your ass gets loose and you know it's you. Sometimes you gotta call you, all times you should be calling yourself out. Boys, we are getting ready for this restart, and let's just keep an eye on Keegan back there. He has been climbing every single time they wave that yellow flag.
Green flag, green flag.
It is green flag. Scott T. Petrone leads us off, followed by Ryan. They're playing nice. It sounds like there is not as much patience in the back of the field. The 72 is calling out Hugh Escobar as being the problem. That's right. Hugh Escobar is calling out the 72 car. Thank you, Hugh. That is more gentlemen's racing. That was just a miscue on the start. I love these boys sometimes. Let's go. If I'm going to spend 10 to 15 laps I-pacing, at least it's because we're being nice to each other, not because we're terrible. boys. Alright, boys. We are coming to our green flag. The pace car is pulling off. We got Scotty Petron leading the field with Ryan in P2, Gibby in P3, Eric Sellers in P4. We got Todd Meyer up 13 spots into P5. Keegan right behind him up 9 into P6. No one pushes it 3 wide, but there was something banging in the back. I done hurt it. Alright, but everyone kind of spaces out clean there. Unfortunately, Sellers is left on the outside. Hopefully he doesn't drop, but it looks like he is hanging on. And Harry is around. Looks like into the inside wall, but with some connection issues, whether it's my side or his side, who knows? We don't know what happened there. Oh, and it looks like Langford possibly into the wall. Nope, yeah, I believe that was Langford as well. I believe those were just 2 cases of either disconnections or super cold tires and just a touch too much throttle. When you let her slip, that bitch don't grip. You just gotta hug her while you go into the wall together. This is your fault. Alright, boys. Hopefully we can get this in order so we don't have to be stuck with a green-white checker, but never mind. Sorry about my optimism. I'll never do it again, I promise. We got Scotty Petron gonna lead us to a green-white checker with Ryan B in P2. We got Eric Sellers in P3, Rick Gibby in P4, Todd Meyer pulling up in P5, 13 spots from where he started. Thank you, Heat 1. Heat 3? Thank you, Heat 3. We got Keegan, I believe he was from that same incident, up 9 spots into P6. We got Fish repping up into P7, followed by Kyle Boone, still holding on to the top 10 for all his life, just trying to scrape wooden by in season 7. But let's go. We got Luke Desjardins in P9 with Craig Bristol in P10, Sean Patchen just outside in P11, Brian Wright having other than like 2 really strange incidents where he just dove to the inside, pretty clean and quiet race. And then we have the rest. I'm just joking. We got Chris Franz, Ben Richards, Paul Escobar, Scott Correa, Hugh Escobar, Greg Langford, Harry, and Tyler. Can we get a pace car off of the track, please? Okay, the pace car is in. Scotty Petron holds back, and then he goes, rips it off at turn 4.
Green, green, green.
Left them all guessing, and a little dangerous in P3 and 4, but here we go, boys. Gibby's gonna hold him around the outside, give Sellers plenty of room. Keegan's looking a little squirrely on the outside, but he is using all the track as he should. Ooh, had to check up there with Gibby. But I mean, that is to be expected. It is white flag. We are to astern going into turn 1. Can Ryan pull this off? Oh, I believe it was Luke that just touched up on the wall back there. We are going 2x2 until Sellers is sideways. Can he hang on? Ooh, he's backwards, but I believe he got by. That was a beautiful finish. I promise you one day I'll have accurate live tracking and we'll be able to see what happened for real there, and I can let you know immediately. Otherwise, I mean, it's 2026. Y'all have a pause button. I love you guys. We are going to, as the Discord has been saying it, go to a quote-unquote commercial break while they get in a picture here. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Hell yeah. Line up, boys. Line the fuck up. Okay, Kyle's going to go over there and do redneck things. I love it. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Look at that. It caught on like a virus. Gotta love oval racing. This is beautiful. Okay, as Discord has been putting it, we're gonna go to quote-unquote commercial break, and I will see you guys shortly to talk to whoever the hell wants to come up and talk to us in the winner's circle. Hey, buddy, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
That's a good question. I can hear you, but can the chat hear you? So give me a couple more mic checks, please.
Test. Here we are, 2 weeks in a row.
Hey, I think they got you. If they don't, I don't know how to get you. So we're going to go for it. Anyways, yeah, let's go. Nice donuts, by the way. Better celebration this week.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I gotta throw some donuts in there, burn it down a little bit for 2 in a row. It's been a long time since I've won 2 in a row in this league.
Bro, it's been a long time since I've seen 2x2 racing that didn't end in catastrophe at the front in this league. It's been wonderful. That was amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like racing Ryan. Ryan and I have a lot of respect for each other. We can race side by side. We know what the limits are. I was trying to pinch him, but not too much.
Dude, it was awesome. Every time that you could see someone was gonna push the strategy, they never pushed it too far. It was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I thank you very much. Like I said, I really enjoy racing in these cars. This is one of my favorite tracks. I absolutely love this track. I think there's great opportunity for good side-by-side racing. There's multiple lines that you can take, and as long as people are respectful, give each other room, it can really make this a fun racing.
Dude, tonight was absolutely beautiful. I would say, honestly, most of the yellow was caused by self-spins, and everyone called themselves out for it, even when they collected someone. It was absolutely gorgeous. I love IRP.
Yeah,
I don't know about you.
I do. I love this place. One of my favorite tracks. Obviously these cars don't really race there in real life. It's too big of a track, but for a league setting, I absolutely love it.
This is actually, if you ask me, one of the most beautiful things about iRacing. Because like you said, nobody would bring their Legends car here. Because it's just asking to rebuild your motor immediately after a weekend. But you can do it.
Or death by hitting the corner wall.
Nobody actually cares about that. It's about rebuilding that motor.
Yeah, you got that right. These things are really stinging out there. I'm sure you could hear it in the broadcast.
Oh, I loved it. All right, Scott, we will see you next week. We're going to drag Ryan's ass up here whether he likes it or not. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ray. Appreciate what you do. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, bro. Congratulations. All right, Ryan, let's go, buddy. That was some hot boy shit.
Well, I'll blame second place on a new pair of glasses I just got today. So I was trying.
Nice.
Good, but I gotta blame it on something.
1440p actually means something now.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I was able to see that many, but I don't see that many pixels. So we take what we can get.
I mean, I often think, why the hell do I pay for a super awesome TV when a $40 projector is all I can actually see?
Exactly. You know, I mean, you know, I can't tell you the difference between 1080 and 4K. It's all the same. You know, that doesn't help me get those 5,000ths time faster.
But how was the side-by-side racing? Because literally the whole time you guys were green flag, the top 3 rows were pretty much side-by-side.
That was a lot of fun. I mean, you know, I know the guys up there, we weren't going to hit each other, and we were going to be respectful about it. So I knew it was going to be pretty tight at the end, and it turned out to be pretty good. I thought I was going to have Scott off before, but, you know, Rick decided to try to go for the gold and got third out of the deal by pushing Scott, but just nudged him across the line before me.
Dude, it was nuts to watch, and honestly, if you ask me, if it was gonna happen, that was probably the best case scenario, because it could have been terrible, but it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, you know, it worked. It worked out good. Just happy to finish one, you know, pretty cleanly, and hopefully it carries through to next week.
I mean, you do seem to have this pattern where when you don't finish races, it's not just one. And also when you finish in the top 3, it's not just one. I've seen it myself. You go in streaks, sir. I just hope that you can keep this streak going.
I hope so too. And, you know, we'll take any positive momentum possible. And problem is, next week is Bristol. Don't know how that's going to turn out.
I am so excited for Bristol. Once upon a time, our friend Sean Patchen told me I would hate that track, and I absolutely love it.
Oh yeah, it's all about drafting and bumping in the right spots.
I mean, yeah, that's actually true. Very true with bumping in the right spots. If you got a teammate, you can work through that shit real well.
And if you don't have a teammate, you better make friends quick.
Yeah, exactly. You find a temporary one. All right, Ryan, we will see you at Bristol. I'm going to drag Gibby's ass up here, whether he likes it or not, and we will see you soon.
All right, have a good one.
You too, boss. Let's go, Gibby. We got P3.
What's going on, RC?
How was that, bro? That was a hell of a lot of good racing.
Dude, yeah, racing with them up front, it's always a blast. Ryan and Scott, they're, you know, a cut above the rest, really. They're super fast, race hard, so it's always fun to race with them, try and keep up with them. So, honestly, I was just trying to log some laps and actually finish one on a good note. Haven't had the best of luck lately, but yeah, figured I'd try that one out.
Dude, this race was amazing to watch. You hung it on the outside when you needed to. The couple times that you were actually able to run consistently on the inside without someone attacking you, you had great defense. It was beautiful.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was just trying, like, just to hold down the bottom, and if they were gonna pass me, they're gonna have to go high. And then, yeah, I got kind of forced out there on that caution. I don't know if Eric actually got the spot or if it was just an iRacing thing, but racing with him is also always fun. So just really tried to give it all I got and hold it on the outside and hope for the best.
Well, y'all killed it tonight, and it was so fun to watch with y'all. And I will see you guys next week in Bristol. Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude, thank you for, you know, taking time out of your day and you some track time and doing this broadcast. It's been a blast seeing what you're doing, so I appreciate it, dude.
I appreciate you, bro. Honestly, you know I'd be on that track with you if I wasn't having fun doing this.
Oh, I know it. But yeah, I'm glad you're having fun with it, dude. That's awesome.
All right, we will see you guys next week in Bristol. That is Rick Gibby in P3. He's going to be definitely on the podium again next week, I promise you, boys. Have a good night.